Welcome to Coffee with Alain. Summer is here. Going to share a little summer story from years and years ago, back in the 80s when I was in the military, because it was during the summer. Sergeant Gerties came up and asked, "Maurice, you want to go to sniper school?" Of course I did. So he was going to try to get me into school. And we're going to talk about what happened. I'm drinking out of "You'll Shoot Your Eye Out" little mug from Christmas Story. Love that movie. Luckily, my dad didn't think I'd shoot my eye out because he had me firing guns, BB guns, pellet guns, real guns from a very early age, which helped me later on when I wanted to go to sniper school. So I was over in Korea. Now, we're going to back up just a little bit. When I was at Fort Bragg with the 82nd Airborne Division, got myself in a little bit of trouble. Communicating a threat to an NCO. Disrespect and communicating a threat to an NCO. Instead of going to Korea as an E4, I went to Korea as an E2. Learned my lesson. That's, things happen, right? So when Sergeant Gerties tried to get me into sniper school, another platoon sergeant was able to get his soldier into the sniper school slot instead of me. So Sergeant Gerties came up to me and said, "Yeah, you're not going. Sorry, we'll try to get you in the next time." Now we go a little bit forward, and I'm on CQ. Now CQ, charge of quarters. You sit there and you answer the phones and you run errands for the first sergeant and for the commander if the CO needs you to do something. So I am sitting outside the first sergeant's office, answering the phone, waiting around, being told to go do something. It's one of the duties you have to pull, rotating when you're in the military. It just rotates. It's your turn. You do it. You do it for 24 hours. Two people will do it for 24 hours. Then you get the next day off. So it's not a bad thing to do once in a while when it comes up. I'm sitting there at the desk. First sergeant is in his office. And all of a sudden, this guy that they sent to sniper school because he had a higher rank than me come walking in. And I'm like, "Hey, that guy is supposed to be at sniper school. What's he doing here?" He went into Top's office. Now, First Sergeant Isaac at the time, he had been a Marine in Vietnam, got out, and then came back in the Army. Now he's a first sergeant. Hard as nails, been there, done that, combat veteran with the Marines, with Vietnam, and so forth. I'm sitting there at the desk. This guy went into First Sergeant's office, and I hear, "You bleep and quit!" And the rest of the conversation was about the same kind of language. It would turn this podcast into rated R. So I'm not sharing everything First Sergeant said, but he was pissed that this guy went to sniper school, used our company's slot, and then quit during the first week, which I found out later they tried to get you to do. They tried to get people to quit early because they were testing you. Man, it went on and went on and went on. And the last thing I remember him saying is, "Get the bleep out of my office before I break you in two." And that guy comes out of the office and slunk away. First Sergeant transferred him out of our company, got rid of him. He was driving truck and something for a different HQ company because we were an infantry company. He was driving truck for a support company until he left Korea. But, First Sergeant was pissed. Now, forward a little bit more. Now it's summertime. Sergeant Gerties come up. "Maurice, you still want to go to sniper school?" "Of course I do." "We'll go get ready. You're going tomorrow." Roger. So I go pack the gear, get ready. First Sergeant Isaac saw me just outside of the barracks. "Maurice, come here." "Yes, First Sergeant." "You ready for sniper school?" "Yes, First Sergeant." "You're not going to quit, are you?" "Hell no, First Sergeant. I'll come back a sniper." He's like, "That's what I want to hear. Go do it." Next day, there were 36 of us competing to get into the sniper school. We're competing with our M16 A2 rifles. 13 of us got in the school. Out of those 13, 6 graduated as advanced marksmen, 3 graduated as snipers. The 4 others, they quit, right? I was one of those 3, and I graduated second in my class. I just missed the honor graduate. After that, I was sort of a company pet. First sergeant really liked me. I did what I said I was going to do. I passed sniper school, got extra favors, was elevated in my status, got my rank back, and so forth. That first week of sniper school, they try to make you quit. They punish you with physical training and mental stuff, and just they want you to quit to see if you can make it. And that's why that Cale, his name was Cale, C-A-L-E. That's why he quit the cycle before I went. But no way was I going to. And I didn't, and I graduated a sniper. Now you fast forward a little bit. I'm going to University of Montana. First semester, I'd been out of school for 5 years because of the Army. Got there to the orientation and learned about the honors program, then turned into the honors college. And I went and talked to John Madden, who was the program director, became the first dean of the honors college. He asked me what my SAT scores were, and I told him I didn't know if they were good or not. I just took them when I got out of the Army because I thought, yeah, I should take these tests because they probably want them at college. He looked at the scores and said, oh, those are very good. I can tell you right now, you'll get in. Boom. So I got into the honors program, turned into the honors college while I was a student. Very good decision for me to do during my college years. But here I am with an advocate picking out my first quarters classes. Again, we were on quarters when I started, then we turned to semesters when I graduated, but my first 2 years were quarters. So that first quarter, I signed up for like 18 credits it was 21 credits with honors classes included and so forth. And that advocate looked at that schedule and said, are you sure you want to do this much on your first quarter? That's a heavy load, especially with the honors classes. And I looked at her and said, I'm a sniper. I can do it. She looked back going, huh? She didn't understand what that meant, but I did. I got straight A's that quarter and the next quarter and the next quarter. Didn't get straight A's my entire college, but did pretty damn well. Graduated with high honors, graduated with presidential scholars, graduated with the honors college. So did pretty good. Then got into law school and so forth. I tell you that just because, just like this shirt I'm wearing, never give up, never quitting. That is what will help us succeed. But I also want to let people know that I understand that life knocks you on your ass once in a while. We get knocked down by all sorts of things. I got knocked down this summer with this wrist. I've been out for over 2 months not being able to use this hand, and I still can't use it, and I'm still not sure when I'll be able to. I'm waiting until the middle of July to go back to see the surgeon again to see if it's better and what we might do. We got knocked big time last year when wife went in for a mammogram, thought everything was fine, and then they found something. They said, oh, we're going to take a biopsy. She went in for the biopsy, and everybody's like, yeah, it doesn't look cancerous. It should be fine. And we're all thinking everything, yeah, no big deal. And then all of a sudden they call up and say, you got cancer. Boy, did that change our life. I've been laid off. I've been fired. I've been knocked down, but every time I get back up. And I tell you that because one of the walks, when I was thinking about this wrist, walking in the mountains with Rocky, I thought, a lot of people get knocked down and have to get back up. Some people worse than me, some people not as bad as me, but a lot of people get knocked on their ass, and some of them need some help getting back up, and maybe I can help them. Here's the first preview of a cover of a new guide I'm working on. Hope to have this out on this summer. Still standing. How to get back up when life knocks you down. Had a couple different covers, but I thought, I want the one with me and Rocky on there. So it's Rocky and I standing, looking out into the field, And this is going to be something that I'm working on. I'm going to have this ebook guide done this summer, but I'm also working on a course. And I'm going to price it really low because I want more people to get it. And that's all going to be available. I'm working on it now, one of the projects I'm doing. So this is the first little preview of what that cover is going to be like. Make sure you sign up for the Enjoy Life Safely newsletter, because stuff about this will be in there, as well as other good stuff, just to help you stay safe, enjoy life, and be exceptional. So go to enjoylifesafely.com, get on the list, and that way you'll get all that good stuff, but you won't miss this when it comes out either. Want to say good morning to a couple people. Good morning, Thad. Appreciate you being here. Thad said thank you for your service. Thank you for saying that, Thad. Appreciate that. Dixon's here. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Right on, Dixon. Dixon also said, knock down 7 times, get up 8. An old Japanese saying. Yeah, there was actually a book full of Japanese sayings that was the title of the book. I remember reading it way back years ago in college. I don't have a copy of it, but I do remember a book by that title that I read way back years and years ago. Probably could find it these days. And, sometimes the Japanese sayings were also Korean sayings. And, I learned that too the hard way by saying if something was Japanese and said, oh, we say that in Korea too. So sometimes they're on both. But I did learn that one as a Japanese saying as well. Anyway, we're never going to give up. We don't quit. We keep standing. When we get knocked down, we get back up. And I am going to help people with some information and some motivation and inspiration to do just that. That's one of the projects I'm currently working on. Hope to have it done in not too near future. So stay tuned with that. More information will be at enjoylifesafely.com. Go out, make it a fantastic Friday. We'll see you tomorrow.